but I just got off, it's been a long week, I tell you. It's been very, very long. I just got off a plane 3 hours ago, and I was supposed to get off like six hours ago, and it's all because they put me next to the emergency exit door. Has this ever happened to you when you've been on a plane? It's ridiculous. Now I get nervous. I'll admit. I'll be the first one to admit that I get nervous on airplanes. I get, you know, a little bit edgy. I'm sweating, and I dig my fingernails into the person's hand. You know, the fleshy part of the hand, into the fleshy part of the hand of the person sitting next to me, and you know, just a little bit nervous. And then, you know, who should come stomping down the aisle? But the stewardess comes down, and she just leans in close into my whole row and shares her little secret. She says, "Excuse me, but do you have any questions as to the procedure as to using the emergency exit door?" Now this got me a bit nervous. I mean, procedure? I didn't sign up for shit. I didn't sign up for no procedure. I did not ask for any responsibility on this plane. You know, I just wanted to take off, whoo, be over with and pass out, you know, and land. But all of a sudden, I have a role and a responsibility on the plane. So this is making me a bit nervous. So we're taxiing along the runway, and I'm looking out the window, and I see we're moving kind of quickly. So I'm thinking, maybe I would give this thing a test before, you know, we take off and we all become, you know, can't meet. so I hammer on it once or twice. Nothing happens. Not a goddamn thing happens. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, that's the airlines for you. You know, you get trusted with the lives of the entire cabin, and then all of a sudden the door doesn't work. So I figured I'd better try some more. So I took off my seatbelt and I leaned into the fat guy next to me and I gave him a few karate kicks against the emergency exit door, and it flew open. The whole cabin flipped out. Everybody's, "Oh my God, we're gonna die, we're gonna die!" And somebody knocked over an old woman, and this policeman, he's an undercover, I didn't know, and he came running up to me. He got me this big bear hug, you know, when you can't move your arms and legs, and he dragged me off the stage. And I had to go 45 minutes later. I had to sit all the way back in coach. You know, with the last aisle of coach, when there's no window, there's just that plastic. And I'm looking up in the middle row, and there's this other moron sitting right next to the emergency exit door, and I'm like, well, heck, I did all that trying, and now they got another moron up there, we're all gonna die again. That really happened. So I got off the plane, and you know, and I ran down. I ran because I had a dentist appointment. I ran into the dentist's office 30 to 40 minutes later. Sorry, Doc. And I said, Doc, you know, I'm getting a little nervous because it looks edgy. And I'm saying that, you know, Doc, is there any way we can get a little less pain with this whole system? I said, boss, why don't you just looks at me and he gives me this cringe and he says, "No pain, no gain, get in the chair." And I'm thinking maybe he didn't get my point, so I better go by it once more with him. So I say, "Well, excuse me, doctor, as a paying customer, I feel that it is my decision as to whether or not I get a little bit more pain, pardon me, a little bit more gain, with a little less pain." And he just looks at me and he says, "When you start paying, I'll start using the right instruments." He really said that. It was Passover, oh my God. I'm still hungover from Passover. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, some families like to call it Passover. My family likes to call it Pass Out. So, we all go over to my mom's house, you know, for Passover. We're all waiting, you know, for the night to come so we can eat. And everybody's, you know, putting back a few. My Uncle Maury's put one of those hats on my head with the cup holders and the straws that go into your mouth that you can slurp on. Yeah, and so I'm slurping on that. And Uncle Maury's kind of backed me up, well, into a corner, really. And I'm a little bit nervous about this, but, you know, I'm figuring we're close, you know. We played all those games that you play with your uncle when you're like 6 years old. You know those games. You know, like cut the mustard and pull my finger. Let me take your little 6-year-old head and stuff it up against my plaid, pin it behind, and just fart until you can't breathe anymore and the whole family laughs at you. You know those games. And so he's doing that to me, and he come on, you want to play pull my finger? Come on. like one of my fingers, so I threw my hat off, and he goes chasing after it for the 2 glasses, and so we're at a Chinese restaurant afterwards, right? And we're all eating, you know, because we can eat now. And this Chinese restaurant guy, he's giving me, well, a bit tense, I must say. I mean, he's giving me this whole eye contact thing, you know, expecting me to look in his face and stuff. And he's looking at me, he's saying, you don't want anything to drink with this? Any water, or tea, or alcohol? I go, no, sir! No alcohol for me, no thanks. Now my mother, who's sitting approximately 15 feet away and having a conversation with 3 separate people, happens to have good hearing. And so she says, what? You're not having anything to drink with your meal? No, Mom. Why not? Because I don't want to turn into a raging alcoholic like the rest of you. And my mother got kind of upset by this. She says, well, I'm paying for the meal, so if I want you to drink, you're going to have a drink and a double. 5 minutes later, I'm sitting across from my double, and I'm playing ping pong with it, you know, reaching forward and pulling it back, and reaching forward and pulling it back. And I'm getting a little nervous, and my mom's eyeing me whether or not I'm going to drink the drink, so I'm sloshing it around, and finally she says, well, you're going to drink it! And I say, you want me to drink this, Mom? You really want me to drink this? And I throw it on Uncle Moore's lap next to me, and I say, God damn it, Mom, I don't want to drink another goddamn thing, you're pushing stuff on me. And she gives me that look, you know, that mother look, that demon mother look, where their mouth opens up 6 inches longer than it's supposed to go, and their eyes bug out of their face, and their cheekbones have become ringed and horrible like the devil, and she just gives you that look that's You know that look that she got when she got at that place. You know, when your mom went to that place, like when, come on, you know, the place, like when you're 10 years old, and all of a sudden your mom's crying all the time, and she doesn't seem happy ever, and she just hates eating, and then all of a sudden she disappears, and your father said she went to that place, you know, and you don't get to see her except maybe every 4th Sunday of the week. You get to go up to this place in upstate New York where there are all these white walls and white ceilings and white everything, and you're talking to your mother and she's staring at you, but she's just sort of looking right through you. You know, the place. Audience participation time. Who wants to participate in audience participation? Big dummy. Just open your mouth. How you doing today, big dummy? All right. How you doing, Eddie? I'm okay, big dummy. I'm doing all right. I understand you have a joke for the rest of the audience. You do, don't you, big dummy? Don't you? Yeah, I got a joke for you, Eddie. You want to hear a joke, Eddie? What kind of bird makes a hole in your ass, Eddie? Peculiar joke, big dummy. I'm not sure. Why don't you tell me? A woodpecker! Big dummy, you shouldn't laugh at me like that. I mean, I am your only friend. If you're my only friend, then I got problems! I better make all the jokes I want, You should study to laugh like the kids in elementary school. I don't like it when you laugh like the kids in elementary school. I just want you to do another joke. Just do another joke. Do the one about the story. Big Tony? Just do the one about the story. I'm sorry, I know I yelled at you. I know that was fucked up. Shouldn't have yelled. I'm not gonna yell at you. I won't. Just do the joke. Okay. Well, why don't we just talk about something, Nick? I mean, how's that? How's that? You want to? I'll talk about something with you, Eddie. You want to talk? Let's talk about your sister. Let's not talk about my sister. No, I want to talk about your sister, Eddie. Remember when she called you the other night? What was that, Wednesday? Yes, that was Wednesday night. She called you Wednesday night, right? And you're talking to her, and she's 2 minutes, already? Huh? Well, I told her I had to go. What? Because I had a big date. Did you have a big date? No. No, I didn't. Why didn't you want to talk to your sister? She cares about you. She loves you. I'd rather not go into the procedure. I still I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about when you look in the mirror. What do you see, Eddie? What do you see? Do you see anything at all? When I look at you, Eddie, you know what I see? I see this ugly black sponge that just sinks up whatever's around it, and it turns into nothing. Nothing at all. Just do another joke. I'm tired of talking about this splash shit. Just do another joke. I'm sorry. I'll call my sister. I'll call my sister. Just do another joke. Dummy. Come on. That was another joke, dummy. I just want another joke. Come on. Another one. Come on, dummy. Come on. He was wonderful. Give him a round of applause. That was so fucked up. Do not do that to another human being. I'm just gonna go. I don't have any more material. I'm not funny. I'm sorry. I'm not funny. Thank you.